Pokeballss YouTube. Hopefully you guys are having a good day today. Now, right now it's like 8 a.m. for me, so the only reason why I'm narrating this early is because I'm gonna have a pretty busy day, and I wanted to upload a battle for you guys, which right now is the only time we'll get a chance to. Now, as you can see from my team, I have a very, very bulky ass team with my only two offensive guys being Manchow and Rotom, because I based this team off of a team that I had back in the NU tier that some of you might know. As you can see from my opponent's team, he has a fairly offensive team. The only real wall seems to be Claydol, which is gonna be a nuisance just because he can rapid spin my entry hazards away if I get them up, as well as being able to set up his own entry hazards. And Lilligant is really the only threatening offensive hitter on his team, seeing as Lilligant is a giant ass threat. So I'm hoping that he will have like hidden power or rock over hidden power fire, because that way I know my Razorade will be able to deal with it a whole lot easier. But besides that, hopefully I will be able to get up my entry hazards and be able to pull out the victory. But I guess you'll just have to wait and find out. So let's get right into the battle. I don't know if any of you caught me stuttering there for a second. Anyways, I'm building off my Blastoise, seeing as it's basically the best thing that deals with a good majority of his team outside of Lilligant, and obviously no one in the right mind would lead off with Lilligant. So he leads off with Darmanitan, as a U-turn to Lilligant is very obvious, so I'm actually going to go for the Toxic Man. Turn 1 predictions. What you know about those? Okay, I should never do that again. Anyways, managed to Toxic the incoming Lilligant. Now here, the Quiver Dance, because obviously I'm going to be fearing the Sleep Powder, was obvious, so I could have stayed in and gone for the Skull, but really that extra 2 points of damage isn't going to be mattering too much. So I did make the safe switch out into my Cofagrigus on the off chance that maybe he did Sleep Powder. I do carry the Sleep Talk. Now, if you're wondering why I have Sleep Talk on Cofagrigus, it's because in Black and White 2 move tutors allows Cofagrigus to learn Sleep Talk, which is great. So here, instead of going for the Sleep Talk, I actually decided to go for the Nightshade on the off chance that maybe he would just go for a direct attack and me looking real stupid going for Sleep Talk when he didn't Sleep Powder me. But yeah, so I'm gonna switch out to my Roserade. Sorry, I blanked out there for a second. And because I do quad resist it, it doesn't matter how many pluses he's going to be at, I can still take those for days. As the following turn, knowing that I am at full HP, I should be able to take any one hidden power fire from him and just finish him off with a Sludge Bomb. So I will be able to take this, and it turns out that he's carrying hidden power rock because he's carrying Darmanitan, so why have hidden power fire and Darmanitan? That'd just be a little weird. But yeah, in this situation, it really would have helped him. So I managed to get rid of one potential threat, which is the Lilligant, as he's going to bring in Darmanitan. Now I want to take a Flare Blitz. I'm going to switch into my Rotom, not really too sure why. Luckily for me, he actually ends up missing the Rock Slide, which means I will have some use for my Rotom later on in this battle, as I'm going to bring in my Nidoqueen. Now I'm not sure why he went for another Rock Slide. I mean, the switch out was very obvious. Maybe he thought it would be nice. Anyways, because I do resist that, I take that like a monster, and the switch out to Claydol is very obvious because he's going to be fearing the Earth Power, because he might know that Darmanitan is going to be a potential nuisance to my team. So he does bring in the Claydol, get some good damage off on that. As the following turn, for some reason, I prioritize getting damage on Claydol as opposed to Stealth Rocks when I have a Cofagrigus on my team that can obviously block the Rapid Spin, and I am mixed offensive. So even if he did have Earth Power or Psychic, it would be doing nothing to my Cofagrigus. I don't know why I did that, as he gets up his own Stealth Rocks in the following turn. Again, I go for another Ice Beam when the switch out was very, very obvious. What am I doing? So yeah, get some damage off on the Azumarill. And okay, why do people even use Azumarill? I'm sorry, from prior experience, I fucking hate Azumarill. It sucks. It is not good for anything in the UU tier. That is just my personal opinion. I just think Azumarill does not belong in UU. This thing is just utterly useless. So he goes for the Ice Beam, and I managed to take that like a fucking monster, as for some odd reason he brings in the Nidoking. Maybe he thinks this is the most expendable thing on his team at the moment, and I get off a good chunk of damage on that with the Scald. Unfortunately, I just barely miss it on the KO. As the following turn, because I am especially defensive, I know I should be able to take any one hit from him and be able to finish him off with a Scald. Unfortunately for me, the Thunderbolt was the move he went for, and I actually thought he would predict me to bring in my Roserade and maybe go for the Fire Blast or the Earth Power. Unfortunately, that's the case, and he gets off a heavy chunk of damage to my Blastoise, a point to where I know that if I switch back into Rocks, I'm just going to die, so I have no choice but to leave in my Blastoise at Death Fodder. As he goes into Darmanitan, he's going to go for the U-turn, but this does mean I will be able to get Switch Initiative, as he brings in the Azumarill, and I'm going to bring in my Cofagrigus because I'm basically hoping I will be able to pull the Will-O-Wisp with the Sleep Talk. So I basically have a 33% chance to pull that, which luckily, as you're about to see, I actually do manage to pull because Azumarill fucking sucks. Well, obviously that's the case, but I don't know, I just really don't like Azumarill. I don't know why people use it. It's fucking horrible in my opinion. Anyways, the following turn, I'm actually going to, I wouldn't say predict myself to wake up, but I'm hoping I will actually wake up, and I do end up going for the Will-O-Wisp. Unfortunately, he switches into the Darmanitan, and oh my god, I was face palming so hard because what I should have done was gone for the Nightshade on the off chance that maybe he left in the Azumarill on my Cofagrigus. So I'm leaving my Cofagrigus on the Darmanitan thinking that, hey, I should be able to take a hit, right? Nope, he utterly annihilates me. So I'm thinking that maybe he's choice banded, and if he is choice banded, then I should be able to deal with this thing a whole lot easier, as I'm going to bring in my Nidoqueen. And again, I make a very stupid play, seeing a free chance to get on my Stealth Rocks. I don't take it. And I end up switching out into my Roserade knowing that he will bring in the Azumarill, but really, Azumarill is burned. It's already more useless than it has been throughout this whole battle. So I should have just got up my rocks. What was I thinking? Whatever. So I'm gonna bring in my Rotom, thinking that he would just go for the U-turn, but no, he goes straight for the Flare Blitz. Unfortunately, he does pull a crit, but really that doesn't matter because after rocks, Darmanitan does have an easy chance to a very, very high chance. Actually, no, it's 100% chance to OHKO Rotom. Sorry, I'm just blanking out a bit. So I'm gonna bring back in my Nidoqueen, as I do just go for another Ice Beam. Again, free opportunity to get up rocks, and I don't take it. But then again, he did get rid of my Cofagrigus, so he could have just rapid spun them away, so I guess that really wasn't a big deal. As he's going to bring in the Golurk, and Ice Beam looks to be around a 2 KO depending on min-max, as he's going to go for the Earthquake. Luckily, because I was at full HP, I will be able to just barely take that in the following turn. I'm hoping that I might be able to get a bit more of max damage than I did before and finish him off. Unfortunately, that's not the case, and this is where getting up rocks really would have helped me, because I would have been able to KO him with the second Ice Beam, but it's not that big of an issue because I do still have my Roserade. So here, I make a bit of a very stupid play. I actually thought he would bring in the Darmanitan to take the Giga Drain, and then I'd be looking really stupid. But no, he did just stay in, and I still look stupid because he's able to live and hit me with a Shadow Punch, as he's going to bring in the Darmanitan and freely just go for a Flare Blitz. So in the back of my mind, I'm still thinking that he's choice banded because of the damage he did to my Blastoise and my Cofagrigus, as I'm going to bring in my Manshell. So I'm going to go straight for the Fake Out, hoping that this would be enough to take him out. If not, then knock him down to a point where the Flare Blitz recoil would. Unfortunately for me, he does turn out to be Scarfed, and he will easily be able to just finish off my Manshell and just barely live the recoil. So that's going to be the 1-0 victory in my opponent's favor. And as you saw there, getting up rocks was very, very crucial, because I would have been able to knock him down to a point where the Fake Out would have finished him off. And if I had just gone for the Nightshade with my Cofagrigus when I woke up, as opposed to gone for the Will-O-Wisp, I would have been able to finish him off as well. But oh well, you do have to learn from your mistakes. And with that, guys, quick battle. If you did enjoy it, leave a like, leave a comment, and make sure to subscribe for some more content. And with that, I do believe I am out of here. Later.